Hello parents and guardians, this is Mr. Longo and I am creating this video for you in case you can't make parent night. At parent night I am going to be talking about my unique style of classroom where it's a student-paced classroom is what I like to call it, and I'd like to kind of talk about it in case you miss it, so this way you'll have a little bit of a better idea what I'm actually doing. But basically my students are in a student-paced environment where students will take control of their learning. They're going to decide what's going to work best for them to be successful in my class, and that will include, do they want to work by themselves, with a partner, in a group? Do they want to watch videos at home, or do they want to watch them here in class? Do they want to do their extra practice problems in class or at home? They're even going to get to choose their own quiz and test dates. So they have a lot of flexibility in this class to decide how they want it to work for them. And the rest of this is going to be what students that I've had in the past have said about this class. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you why most students think this is amazing. And it's because they will not only learn math. At the end of every school year that I've done this, and this is currently going to be my third full year of doing this, I did it for a semester the year before that, I give them surveys and I ask them how to make it better, what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, and I've been incorporating those changes that students have suggested each year that I go on. And why they think it's amazing is because they will learn to be responsible for themselves. They are going to learn time management skills. They're going to learn how to self-assess themselves for their readiness to take quizzes and tests. So if they're thinking of taking a quiz on a certain day, but they feel like they're just not ready, they can take an extra day. They're also going to learn how to be proactive and ask me questions or ask other students questions rather than just sitting quietly or procrastinating. And they're also going to learn how to work in groups. Again, they get to choose their groups. They get to choose the people they feel that they're going to be able to work with, or people they're going to have easy access to outside of the classroom if they choose to do that. So they're going to get to have a lot of choices. This next section is just some quotes that I have typed up, and the reason I chose these is because these are the most popular pieces of feedback that I get from students. Now at the end of the semester when I give them, the first question is always, do you prefer this style of classroom, the traditional style of classroom, or the flipped classroom? And 80% of my students over the past 3 years have said that they prefer this method. And here's why. They feel like they're more prepared for college because they learn how to budget their time and not slack off. That's one of the biggest things students tell me that they learn besides math. So they're still going to learn Algebra 2 trig in here, but it's going to be at a different type of style. So they also feel like they're learning responsibility, how to budget their time. They feel more prepared for college. Another very popular comment is students don't like it at the beginning. This one student says, at first I hated this class because I have always been told what to do and when to do it. After I learned to take advantage of the flexibility, I love it. And that is a very popular comment that comes from students. If we think about it, most students have been in a traditional paced classroom, and some are now experiencing flipped classrooms from time to time. But they've been doing the same thing year after year after year. And now all of a sudden I throw them a totally different style of classroom, and a lot of times students just don't like change. Many are very excited at the beginning, but many students are also very afraid of it. But once they get used to it, most of them end up loving it. But you know, the real world, you're going to have to deal with changes. So I tell my students, get used to change. Sometimes it's really good. Learn how to deal with it. Many students that claim that they're in sports or other extracurriculars or in multiple honors or multiple AP classes, they really appreciate the fact that they can choose their own quiz and test days. So if they're getting back late at night from an away game and they don't get home till 10 o'clock at night, they don't have to stay up until midnight or past midnight studying for a quiz or a test in this class. They can take an extra day. Or they also don't have to take a test on the same day as a big AP test that they were up studying for. So they have that flexibility as well. Multiple students will say that the best way to prepare for this class is to actually choose a group they can work with. And most popular reason for why students do not like it is because they self-proclaim themselves as lazy or procrastinators. Comment right here is, I did not take this class, or I did not like this class because I procrastinated too much and I was rushed at the end of the semester. If I could do it again, I wouldn't be lazy. So they do have to finish the course. They have to finish it before the set deadline because I require them to have a minimum of 3 review days for their final exam. So they have to finish this class. So if they get a week behind schedule, they must start catching up. But that also means they can finish early. Last year I had a student finish 2.5 weeks ahead of schedule and had that extra time to concentrate on extra classes or other classes and have more time to review for their final exam. A popular quote, and this one came from one of my students with the initials LB. She said, find yourself a good group to work with, like the Fab Five. They had a group of 5, that's what they call themselves. Watch your videos and take notes at home so you can work together in class on the practice problems. And then take an extra day to study if you need it and never fall behind. And that was just a very, popular thing that students said that they absolutely loved about this class. So like I said, I've been doing it for, this is my 3rd full year of doing it. I did experiment with it the year before that, and I absolutely love it. I have noticed that averages on quizzes and tests have gone up. Students really enjoy it. It's a different type of atmosphere. They're getting used to the real world. I mean, there's even some companies now where you don't have set hours. You just have to get your part done. So I'm just, giving them the opportunity to experience that. I just want to also let you guys know of 2 additional lifelines that students in my Algebra 2 Trig class will receive. They receive quiz replacements. Now what that means is students that turn in a 100% completed goal packet or their practice packet, if they do every single question proving to me that they've put in effort to get ready for the test, I will replace any lower quiz scores with their test score. So an example is, what if they take the first quiz, they're not ready, they get a 50%. They take a second quiz and they get a 95%. And then they take their test and they get a 90% on it. If they do their packet, I will delete this 50% and change it to a 90%. I will not lower the 95. And my philosophy on that is, if you didn't know something one day, but you took the time to learn it over the course of the next week, and you went back and reassessed on that same material, why should I let what you didn't know a few weeks ago or a few days ago hurt you now? But again, they only get that reward if they turn in their goal packet the day or the day before they decide to take their test. And then we also have a test retake. At the end of the semester, students will be allowed to retake 1 test of their choice. I wait until the end just in case they, take the first test over and then they have one that's worse. It also gets them to start studying for their final exam, and it's for a complete replacement. If a student takes the Unit 1 test and gets a 60%, if they retake it at the end of the semester and get a 90%, a straight up 90 goes into the grade book. There's no averaging. Whatever they get on their retake is what goes in the grade book. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunities in this class for students to be successful. Again, I'm going to talk about this at parent night, so I'm making this for you in case you're not going to be able to make it today. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or give me a call. Otherwise, the way we close our videos is, this is Longo and I'm out. See you, bye.